All right, dudes and dudettes, welcome back. Wolf 190D here. And it took a while, but it's happening. So, 20 years in game time, and we finally have a probably going to be an interesting conflict. So, yeah, we're not going to take this laying down. Oh man. Uh-oh. Now, the interesting one I'm looking for is what's going to happen with Russia because they were allied to both me and the United States. Let's see. All right, so Britain is being a good friend, and it looks like Russia has declined the conflict for now. Maybe next turn we'll see what happens with that. So, mm, okay, and there's some ship sails. We'll go ahead and do that. All right, so where are the U.S. battle squadrons? Now he's got a lot of them. Just in time. Just in time because I've built more of the turpets and I've got 4 months on a new Dreadnought 2 hull coming in at 33,500 tons, give or take. Hopefully this won't be too boring. Oh, I just got Mark 2s on the Mark 3s on the small guns. What am I gonna want to change this over to? Hmm. I'll think on that while no, I need to put that on now. Well, I don't need to, but I want to put that on now. Hmm. I mean, I could always go with hull strengthening. Now, the first battle cruiser designs, I do believe, if I remember right, they come out of hull strengthening. So let's go ahead and open that up. I do have light cruiser 4s, but I'm actually not ready for them yet. Yeah, let's go ahead and actually do boilers. Improve the engine efficiency of those. All right, next turn. Let's see where he sends his ships. Uh-oh. Hmm. I'm gonna hold off on Russia for now. A two-front war might not be good, and it's possible that the French, Italians, Spanish, I mean, a couple of those guys I'm not worried about, but hmm. Well, it looks like Russia. I better check the politics after this and see what Russia did. Did they just drop out of the both alliances completely, or? Okay. Oh no. I'm not sure if this is going to end well or not. I neglected a ship. Or did I? What design was the Hessen? Oh, you know what? This might have been one of my ships that I was trying to. No, it's not. Well, this might not end well. Okay. So we have a convoy defense mission here. No, I could do what the AI has done before and say forget the transports, but I'm gonna see what the Hessen here has. Hmm? There she goes. Oh, big hit. Poor little guy. Now, keep in mind my ship builds are with the coincidence rangefinder, but it seems that the coincidence rangefinders even improve accuracy even at longer ranges, or at least it's more consistent within ranges. I mean, here we are. He was at 5 kilometers. He got really close. Let's see what this ship can do. So far, so good. This is what I've been looking forward to, actually. I know, I'm a glutton for punishment. And try to set those secondaries on him over there. Alright, heavy cruiser knocked out. Now, theoretically, the Chinese have... I don't know that I'm going to be able to hold this guy off. Oh, come on, transport. Wow, this might not be good. This might be really bad. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Speed him up. I'm not dodging that one. Ouch. Taking the hit. Yeah, I think my transports aren't going to do too well. If I can save my battleship out of this, it might be nice. Try to adjust my speed to give myself recuperate some accuracy. All right. This might not go over very good. Well, if nothing else, you'll get a chance to see some valiant defense here. Ship's listing. This is not going to go well. All right. Set the main guns on the heavy cruiser. The secondaries can deal. Yes, my secondary guns will deal with him rather nicely. He's just going to come up and torpedo me. Torpedo range 1 kilometer. Yeah, let's get the battleship Hessen out of here. Now, you can kind of see what an effective battleship design maybe can do, especially against numerically superior forces. Come on. Punch holes in him. It's possible I won't have enough ammunition for this fight. Now I do have advanced hydraulic turrets. Yeah, the transports the transports aren't doing good right now. Ooh, a couple of nice solid shots on the light cruiser. What is his torpedo range? 3 kilometers on the light cruisers. That's problematic. Yep, I'm within range. Let's start maneuvering. Let's not wait to see the torpedoes. By then it's too late typically. Is he breaking off? Maybe. Now, for those of you that know, tight maneuvers like this will really affect your aim, especially as you get into longer and longer ranges. So try to drive in straight lines. For those of you that are new. Oh, there we go. That was pretty. And down goes a little light cruiser that strayed too close. See how the Tirpitz is doing so far while we got a minute. Oh, look at that. She corrected her floodings and she's back on an even keel. He's coming in. What does he have here? I mean, generally I don't stress too much about heavy cruisers when engaging with battleships, unless they get really aggressive and push close. Oh yes. Punched a couple of gaping holes in the side of that ship. So this guy actually has a trained crew, which is rather nice. And you can see here the 2-inch guns, they're just basically slinging HE shells. So the idea with them, set fires. And the ship is taking a good bit of heat. Alright, I'm gonna come about here. Ooh, he is kind of all messed up now. Alright. Hessen putting up a good show. I'm going to switch the mains over to HE for now. Give them some ranging shots. Save the AP shells because we're going to need them. What is the range, or the speed rather, on his light cruisers? See, he's still using old era tech. So I might be okay. My only concern, really, is going to be, do I have enough ammunition? Oh, shoot. Oh no, I don't want to do that. We do not want to close with these because they will spam bot torpedoes all over the place. Couple of nice heavy AP or HE shots penetrating into that cruiser and just setting him ablaze. See, HE shells don't so much penetrate, put holes in them, but they do a rather nice job of setting fires. Oh, there goes his torpedoes, or at least some of them. And I'm trying to balance the game speed so that it doesn't take forever, but at the same time, kind of get a good idea of what's going on here. Okay, well, there they are. 3 transports left. Lost a few. Oh, now, you'll notice this is also a really good idea to set your targeting at the right into the large clusters. Especially, I'm glad they don't have 1,000,000 destroyers or torpedo boats here. Yes, shoot HE at those light cruisers. Oh boy, is the Hessen having a good show right now. She's performing very well. She's holding her own for the time being. We have taken 1 torpedo hit. Keep in mind that was dangerous, especially if you're very early in battleship tech. A torpedo can sometimes ruin your day. Drilled that heavy cruiser. Yeah, the Chinese fleet at this point in history was not really well known for combat ability. As a matter of fact, I think there was a historical drubbing by a smaller Japanese fleet. Yeah, if I remember correctly, the Chinese outnumbered them severely, but because they lacked the technology, they got their tails handed to them, as it were. Now, I thought the Chinese had some battleships. Here we go. Let's see some. Hammered him. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this up to 5x. Get this show on the road, as it were. Anyway. These HE shells that I have on here completely decimating those light cruisers. What do I have for HE shells on this guy again? No, I'm using nose fuse. It looks like I hit maybe into the forward belt. Penetrated through the forward belt. Basically blasted the front end off of the ship. Yeah, no, he sank. Or, I think the accepted vernacular with ships is she. She sank. Oh my. Yeah, as you can see, the main guns at this range are pretty well lethal. Wow, the rest of his fleet, was that his whole fleet? I thought he had some battleships. No, that was his whole fleet. Well, I saved 3 out of 3 of the transports. Not a bad show, guys. Not a bad show. All right, so that was the Chinese fleet, anyway. I don't believe I was terribly concerned about them at this point in this game. Load screen, load screen. Okay. Oh, that's right. You can't hear me shaking my head. One fight and the Chinese are already done. I'm going to keep it going with the Chinese. The problem I might wind up with here, I could very well lose. I could very well lose a fleet, or not a fleet. Sorry. Ugh, I'm misspeaking. I could very well lose this city. 48,000 troops against 500,000. I'm kind of surrounded by rather large armies on either side. So, let me see here. Rhineland. The Hessen was the one that got into a fight, wasn't it? Alright, it's time to wake up the fleets. So, in peacetime, in order to keep my expenses down, I usually... that's a slew of new destroyers that I'm building. So you can shift click on your list if you want to do this, or I've seen other people leave it on C control all the time. Your costs are higher, but as you can see, during wartime, your production facilities kick it into high gear. So, where do I want to take my main fleets? I think from what I had thought about anyway was I figured it might be nice to start rolling into northeast China, but that's a lot of men to overcome with just a naval engagement. So I think I'm gonna go after Formosa, the island here off the Chinese coast. I'm gonna try to attack there first. That was I don't know what I was thinking with that particular ship. I built 2 of them, and I think I have since taken 1 out. Alright, let's see here. Admiral Hipper is, oh boy, it's in battle. The Irene is in battle, but my battleships are all in port. So, what I like to try to do is balance. So I'm not going to attack any of these convoys unless it's a ship that's not in here. which I think one of my light cruisers here was, but these are all going to be mixed engagements. And see, I'm going to try to position my fleets to do some sea control. And then I have some smaller, what I did here was I had some smaller smaller task forces to sort of balance or to fan out and protect my sea lanes. Now, those new destroyers that I'm building are going to be quite tasty, I think, because I had just gotten triple torpedo tubes and the refit would have taken too long on my older ones. So generally there's certain periods where I'll just say, I will build a new ship design. That's not the end of the world, those being mothballed like that. Oh. Why are they out there like that? Fleet. Okay, no. 4 months for those V11s. I will have to remind myself. That reminds me. What did my research do? It's nothing yet. All right, so Thetis, Geffion, V8, V7, and please don't tell me the V8 and the V7 are in this fleet. Okay, I can do a convoy raid, at least here. I'll go ahead and do this convoy raid. It's 4 ships, but I might, and see, this is AI doing AI things. You have a battleship that weighs in at 6,000 tons. What? My light cruiser almost weighs as much as that battleship. Oh my god. Come on, dude. Give me something to work with. Oh boy. Okay. So the V8 and the V7 are actually coming in from Manila. So this is where ship range really helps out. Because the higher the operational range of the ship, the more area they take up around a port. So it's one way of generating battles, especially if you're playing as one of the nations that's tighter, like Japan. If you were playing as Japan, you know, you would have all these little islands around here, and you would be able to leave, you know, a fleet in port. Of course, the drawback to that is you don't get to select which ships get to go from the port into the fight. It's randomly generated. So that's why I like to use my task forces. I focus my battleships into task forces and try to get them into combat that way. So anyway. We have another fight. Now, what was I doing with this ship design? I'm not sure. I think I was playing around with something. I wound up thinking better of it. But I still managed to get 3 6-inch turrets on him. So let's go ahead, because I still don't have the advanced radar or radio detection finder. This I'm not sure. Oh, this is one of my old torpedo boats still. And what do I have here? I still have 2 of them. Okay. Oh, that's what I'm doing. It's in a battle group. So let's go ahead and detach them. And usually in these, I will run it risky. I will be very risky with this. Why? For entertainment purposes, perhaps. get some good entertainment value. So I'm going to go ahead and set my destroyers out. This light cruiser I actually had increased to 25 knots, which is sort of well beyond the performance capabilities of this hull, which is why the cost of this ship was rather much for this time period at almost 8 million. I think was the final cost on that ship, which is part of the reason why I built two of them and said, no, I'm gonna do something different. So enemy ships are close. There are his transports, and I'm gonna put my destroyers, actually this first one, I'm gonna save my torpedoes, though this transport this light cruiser seems to be doing well for itself right now. Where is that's the battleship. What is that? Look at this turd of a battleship that he put together. What was he thinking? Oh my goodness. That thing is absolute trash. And that's really a problem with early torpedo tech. This dud torpedo. Look, what I want to take a closer look at this thing. Look at this thing. What did he do? Oh my god, this is what I'm talking about with the AI. They do stupid stuff like, look at this. No wonder it's only 6,000 tons. He's got two 3-inch guns, a single 2.3, and then, oh my god, what is he thinking? You goofy thing, you. That's not very fun. Come on, man. You can do better than that. I know the Chinese Navy at this period in history was like historically was kind of really bad, but that's just a major letdown. Oh, these were my destroyers that had forward facing. These are those V4. These are those V4s. The V4 class large torpedo boats. And let's see what those torpedo hits do. Wow, 2 duds. 2 more duds. Maybe the Thetis will redeem itself. Redeem one of those torpedo hits. Yeah, good. He's all HE right now. Now, I do have to be careful with this guy because those 10-inch guns will ruin my light cruiser's day. And I'm going to go ahead and break him off. Set my torpedoes back to 0. And armed transports, yeah, you want to actually be careful when they start becoming armed. I've seen them equipped with torpedo tubes, which is kind of a pain in the rear end. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this battleship out if every one of my torpedoes is going to be a dud. Let's see, we fired that side tube. I'm going to come about. Let's see here. Did we take out the transports? No, not yet. We got one more. Go on. Go finish him off. You're really shooting AP at that thing? What is his armor like? Good grief. That thing is about the most ridiculous battleship I have ever seen. But oh, okay. He's I don't know why, but he's almost designed like a floating target. Alright, put the torpedoes back to save. Hopefully I don't catch the big hits from him. Ay, ay, ay. Nope, he's sped back up. Okay, come on. My destroyers are better than it. No, actually, I went and got spoiled. Uh, I had a bunch of older destroyers, but the crews on them were very, very good. Veterans all, and they would just basically fly through transport formations and tear them apart. So, why are you shooting AP at that battleship? You don't have guns good enough to do that. Alright, so let's try this torpedo run here. And these were the destroyers where I had faced. And that's actually annoying. These were the torpedo designs where I had faced the tubes forward on the stern of the ship because I like to do runs just like this. Let's turn, save, yes, we're broadside, and boom, there they go. There we go, 2 nice hits on that guy. And she might be down for the count. Yep, down for the count. Okay, so those Geffion class cruisers might not have been a bad idea, but that wasn't a terribly good show. That wasn't a terribly good test, rather, of their abilities. Hmm. Man, I was hoping for a little bit more excitement in this, but the builds that he's showing so far, I'm sort of unimpressed. I mean, God, if he has 10 battleships like those last ones in this fleet, he's gonna be he's done for. He's just done for. Um, Actually, this fleet, in retrospect, I think I'm going to move them down closer to Formosa. I will do the island hopping strategy over here, and God, if the United States has, I mean, just seriously, the French had tougher battleships than that. And a lot of their designs into the 1920s even were just flat out obsolete. So here's the other Geffion that I had, and I threw them over here. I wasn't really particularly impressed with that. So this will give me an opportunity to show you how to mothball a ship. Now I did build another design after that. I figured it was a lot better. But Danzig, you find the ship that you're looking for in question, and usually I try to send him to a port. I have some designated ports for scrapping, so if I see the ship in there, I know it's excuse me. It makes sense to me, but you don't have to do it that way. They can go anywhere. Now, you might be asking why all of these destroyers are mothballed. There was a really wonky uh, glitch or a bug. I have reported it, but this was really, really weird. Um, my updated destroyer hulls, uh, you can see the this is a large torpedo boat hull, and this design actually went onto a destroyer one hull, which the format is completely different. And somehow it applied to all of my old or all of my V-22 class large torpedo boats. So, and the problem was, in retrospect, is that I had already deleted the refits for those, so I can't set them back. And something tells me that um, that's not going to work out too well if I try to put that into combat. So there was some kind of a bug or a glitch that happened with that. User tip, be really, really careful when you get into having classes that are very, very similar in name, because these were class V22, and these are destroyer 1 hulls of the V2 class. So potentially I need to rethink some of my class names and see. You can see now this is the exact same top layout, but it was applied to a large torpedo boat hull. This is a destroyer 1 hull for Germany. Those guys have been working really well so far, so I like them. But yeah, that's part of the issue with this is this game is still sort of being developed. I mean, it's not a bad thing. The game is it's definitely worthwhile. So, you know, if you like warship action, if you like strategy, if you like engineering, at least on a minor level, and having to unlock new techs and do really, really quite detailed ship customizations, then by all means, hey, it's a worthwhile purchase. I waited for a sale. That's just me. Actually, I kind of didn't wait for a sale because the day this game launched, I do believe they had a launch day special that I couldn't resist. So let's go back to the world. That does remind me actually because the United States. I don't know if I want to sit back and wait for them to come to me. Do I want to take the fight to them? And this is the really nice thing about how I have my fleets set up over here in Northern Europe. Is that I have 2 major task forces here. I could literally take one fleet. I could probably take one fleet. And let me see what sea zone this is. I could take one fleet and leave them in the North Sea, probably. I'll take the fleet out of Emden, move them to the North Sea, and then I'm going to take the other task force here out of Yarmouth and move them into the North Atlantic and see what happens. All right, so we got that going on. The new Schleswig-Holstein class Dreadnought 2s, and you'll notice there is a rather significant difference in tonnage. It's almost 4,000 more tons. So larger ships, larger hulls. The thing that actually just happened that's going to really improve my naval performance is that I got the most advanced twin-barreled turrets. So if you do start off early game, like as early as possible, there is a lot of tech to go through. There's a lot of technology that you have to research. And that I might just take this fleet and send it over to the Caribbean and see what happens. Sort of a forward scouting force. They're older ships, and that's sort of what I designed. So what I've started doing is started making more minor task forces for controlling certain sea zones, mainly to, let me see here. Yes, mainly to protect shipping and things like that, because you don't want to just concentrate all your forces in a couple of areas. Otherwise, they will decimate your transport capacity. Oh no. Oh no, that's part of that problem. And see, those I managed to get the better destroyers into before that. All right, so that is an opportunity to say, okay. And you'll notice I've got 3 months left on I've got 3 months left, or how many? 4 months left on all of these new destroyers. And so this is something you can do, is pre-build ships, and then when now if you leave this on select port, if you don't select a port while you're building ships, and they complete building and they start commissioning, it'll randomly select a port. So if you're trying to decide on specifics for this, if you're trying to decide on specific, oh, there we go. I'll move these guys up there to that fleet. Okay, so if you're trying to like build specific types of fleets in a specific area, you need to go to this and select ports. Otherwise, if you don't care, you can leave this on select port. It'll randomly build them somewhere. Right. So, what was that port? Let me see here. I want to put some of these. That's a mothballed ship. So I'm going to build 2 of these in Douala, if I can find it. And that's the thing. So with ports, the port has to be large enough to build the type of ship you're building. So the destroyers, being that they're your smaller ships, they can pop up pretty much anywhere. I'm going to launch these guys, some of these guys actually, in Hamburg, or Hamburg if you're going with the English enunciation. So Douala will give me a chance to move these newer destroyers somewhere around here, and this will add power projection to that ocean. I'll launch those 2 of them in Tonga. Where is Tonga? Tonga. It's Tanganyika. You know what? My enunciation on that's going to be garbage. I'm also going to want some of them over here in Asia. But I think what I'm going to do is stick with that and launch them on these islands out here, so that I can decide later on where to set them. So Saipan perhaps would be a good place. Peleliu is also not a bad choice, but I'm going to go with Saipan because it's kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. And since these are right now going to be my primary destroyers, these are my newest destroyers, I'm going to want them to go with my task forces as well. So this is kind of a good idea on how to build, or hopefully it'll give you a good idea on how to build fleets as well. I'll put 1 in Saigon and 1 in Fort Bayard. And I think I built like 20 of these at once. So Fort Bayard, Saigon, Saigon. That's Saipan. There's Fort Bayard. And there's Saigon right next to it. Okay. And that'll give me coverage around this area here. And then the rest of them I might just leave and say, okay, go wherever you want to go. I do with my destroyers generally try to, unless it's an area where I'm really not focused and I just want light coverage. And see, so having ships in harbor here, it's giving me power projection into the West Indian Ocean. Now, if you move your ships out into these zones, it of course increases it. And then there's things you can do with your fleets actually. If I can select my fleet, there's things you can do with your fleet to affect that too. You can go with invade and protect. Sea control is relatively balanced, but you can go to invade to further increase power projections out into various sea regions. So you can do that. I'm gonna wait and see where else I might want to put some of those. I have 4 months, so I don't have to put them all out now. Those guys are good to go. This one is mothballed. Thankfully, that fleet was unaffected, but we will see. I don't even know if my lists got mixed up. Manila has a couple of the V4s and a light cruiser. Davao. I could set a couple of them to Davao. How about that? Where did Davao is typically down here. Yeah, it's just a matter of, okay, which sea region is where on that list when you're looking to launch your ships. Oh, that does remind me. Those light cruisers. I got one in Danzig. No, that's not the right ones. Those are those Geffions. Like I said, I don't much care for that design. I don't know what I was doing or what I was thinking with that. So one of these I'll go to Davao. Actually, I do want to put 2 of them out in Hamburg because these are new light cruisers, and I'm going to want them for fleet ships. Where's Japan? Japanese ports. Makanaki? No, I don't want to do that. Matsuyama. Yeah, I'll launch them in Matsuyama. And where's another good spot? Oh, actually, I'll just do both of those in Hamburg, England, or Hamburg, Germany, rather. Sorry, I was looking at Yarmouth and I sort of mixed that up. All right, got another convoy. Actually, another couple of convoy battles. Medusa, Nuremberg, and Sperber. And I think those guys, 2 of those, yeah, Medusa and Nuremberg are in this fleet. So I don't want to do that because it's going to pull them out of this fleet. If they take damage, it'll send them back to port. And then, you know, I like to try to keep my task forces together in that also. So apologies, there's going to be a little less action on the get-go from this, but let's see what happens in the political arena. Oh, I didn't check politics. Whoops. Learn from my mistakes, please. I do make enough of them. I do make enough of them. Peace signed between German Empire and China? Already? Okay, well, that was rather... Okay, so China's already out of the war. That was a little... Korea is like... Korea has been my largest purchaser of used warships, and it's crazy. I don't understand what they're going to do with it. They haven't they haven't joined any of oh boy. So it looks like Russia just completely... No, Russia is still allied with Britain, so it's possible. That's really weird. No, the British didn't abandon me. The British are my only friends, which is fine because, like I said, I've kind of taken them under my wing, at least in this. Oh boy, that's quasi-terrifying. You'll notice if you go to... politics is where you can sort of get a general read on where your opponents are. The Empire of Japan, no battleships, lots of light cruisers and heavy cruisers. I'm not terribly worried about them. But the United States, 52 battleships, 99 heavy cruisers, 117 light cruisers, 149 destroyers, and 117 torpedo boats. I no longer have any torpedo. You'll notice that I'm severely outnumbered here. And the U.S. tech level is very advanced. So let's see what happens with this. Hopefully that glitch didn't wasn't a general game bug where um, where it did it to the AI fleets too. I hope it didn't do it to the United States fleets, and they have a bunch of battleships like what I just saw with China. So let's see where this takes us. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring these guys over to West Africa, that sea region. And that's why I do fleets like this, so that I can spread out and protect the transport lines. Okay. That's a heavy cruiser fleet. That's a heavy cruiser, but I'm no longer at war with them. All right, so let's go ahead and... Oh, boilers. Good, good, good. A once through boiler. Okay, so this is a good time to explain that minor techs like that, you actually have to refit your ships to update. It's sort of a nuisance, but not really. Not really. It actually kind of keeps you on your toes. So ship designs that predate a lot of these technologies, you do have to update and refit your ships as you go. It's a manual thing. So be aware of that. You know, why don't I have Mark III guns? Why do I only have Mark I guns on a certain ship when I have Mark III tech level? You didn't refit. All right. So central fire control, that's actually going to be another really nice thing. That I'm not terribly worried about right now, so I'm going to try to push for twin turrets on my my light cruisers, but I think something tells me it wasn't until like the 1920s in one of my other campaigns rather, that I was running. Though it's because I wasn't forcing that tech line either. So let's go ahead and switch that over to turret mechanisms. All right. So yeah, that's good for this video, and I'll be back with hopefully some more combat footage, particularly against the United States. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, please, if you like the content. It'll help me keep this going. And hopefully I will see you next time.